One of the big challenges for financial institutions is reaching the unbanked population and doing so in a way that reaps mutual benefits. IESE Professor Javier Santomá and Francesc consider some best practices and propose a model able to take advantage of opportunities in this area.
The reason why we've called it this way is because we think that the unbanked, what we call in this case for literal purposes, the basis of the pyramid, are not being served adequately enough by regular financial institutions. So in this book, what we're trying to show first is the problem that we have identified, analyzing the different countries where we have been. After having identified the problem, what we try to show is best practices, both from the private sector and from the public sector, that do actually solve the problems that, in our opinion, explain this lack of supply of financial services to the unbanked.
The blue ocean concept has been practically a trademark, trying to inspire new ideas, new approaches into relatively mature business. It was a good approach to introduce our concepts of financial services for people in the lowest part of the pyramid. What we pretend is to tap into different approaches to business that can help to alleviate part of their poverty.
Compartamos is one of the best practices that we have decided to present in this book regarding what we call upscaling business models, in which from an NGO you transform this entity with the ultimate objective of being able to collect deposits. Compartamos has been able to transform itself into a bank from an NGO by keeping not only the same products as they did when they were an NGO, but by serving massively the population of the areas where they are, and by expanding the number of products that they do offer to the public, while keeping the standards that are required by the financial regulator in Mexico.
Compartamos is a good example of an institution that has been able to grow with this sustainable model, providing services to these low-income people, and also generating an important expansion by using what I would say more standard financial sources.
We wanted to show with this case is the different models in which they have invested or participated, helping commercial and traditional banks serving the unbanked. First is creating a unit within, an internal unit within a bank that was specialized in serving the unbanked, what we call a microfinance unit. Second, creating a subsidiary, whether it was lightly or heavily regulated based on its ability to collect long-term deposits or not. So the second one would be indeed to create a subsidiary, a financial subsidiary. And the third one would be to create a subsidiary that is not really a financial subsidiary, that is just a regular corporation that distributes financial services, but that are not part of its own balance sheet, but are part of the balance sheet of the parent company, in this case, the bank that has created the subsidiary.
This shows the flexibility of the model and how you can customize this type of business and sustainable business from different approaches and from different type of institutions. So in a sense, we have these varieties which enriches the type of services and the way we can provide services and the type of institutions or financial institutions that can really be present in this part of the market.
The Greenfield Bank, what it says is, we have nothing in the country because of a number of conditions. This is regularly an international investor specialized in the area, such as ProCredit, which is the one that we have portrayed and presented in the book. And we use our knowledge, our scale, or our technological platform that is spread around the world, and it's been used effectively in many other countries, in order to enter this market, but as a bank, because we have the technological platform, because we have the capital, and we are able to do it focusing on the market that we want to serve, which is the unbanked. And this market is sufficiently large to make sure that this new entity that is going to be created is going to be profitable, and therefore a good investment.
We are talking essentially about how we set up the branches, the way we make the contact with the customers. You know? And in this case, what the Greenfield Bank does is a very, very capillary system and a very inexpensive system.
We have tried to present two initiatives that try to tackle the problems that we have identified, being prices, being network distribution, being risk analysis, being lack of scale, and being bankerization of remittances. In the case of BanCEFI, it solves the problem of bankerization of remittances. It solves the problem of scale by providing a technical platform. It does also allow them to develop new products. It does actually allow them also to a certain extent to expand its network. The second initiative that we presented in the book is the Brazilian one that has to do, it focuses mostly on the network distribution. The way of expanding the network distribution was by using the infrastructure that had been created by the means of electronic payments. The Brazilian case that actually has been replicated all over Latin America afterwards has been very successful in allowing financial institutions to reach them bank by extending their networks of distribution of financial services. The model that we propose is a model that is based on prepaid platforms, prepaid products that are very similar to the cards that we do have, but with a different authorization models, alternative or low-cost distribution networks, risk analysis methodologies that would use or that would try to analyze the ability of payment for credits, not based on the information obtained through formal information such as taxes and regular income and so on, but much more adapted to the informal economy of developing nations, banking remittances, being able to receive those remittances and being able to offer products that allow to collect the deposits that are received through workers' remittances. And the fifth element would be the promotion of synergies among these microfinance institutions that would allow them to get economies of scale.
We propose a model that essentially through mobile telephones and wireless technology, we can have a capillary distribution at far less, cost, or at a lower cost than we are used to. What we are looking forward, is creating a type of business that also allows for an expansion into less populated areas that up to now have been really reluctant to receive financial institutions, mainly because of the cost of the distribution. The creation of a legal body that permits the creation of these financial institutions. I mean, we know that some countries have a very, very advanced financial system or financially legal background, but some do not. We propose the creation of solidarity groups where I guess that the default rate can be much lower and hence allows for a higher degree of credit supply.